I stepped on the scale and realized my body composition had shifted in a way that should have been impossible for my age. It was not a steroid or a new gym routine, but a simple adjustment to the liquid fuel I consumed immediately after waking up, which completely altered my metabolic state. Most seniors accept the myth that losing muscle is an inevitable part of getting older. But the shocking truth is that your morning beverage determines whether your body burns muscle for fuel or builds it. If you are starting your day with plain coffee or orange juice, you are likely trapping your body in a catabolic state that destroys the very strength you are trying to preserve. Today, we are going to reveal the 5 specific drink protocols that turn your body into a muscle-building machine. Number 2 effectively doubles the oxygen delivery to your muscles, making exercise feel effortless. But number 1 is the biological key that flips the switch from aging to growing. Before we begin, tell us in the comments your age and what you currently drink first thing in the morning. We are reading and replying to every single comment with personalized tips for your situation. Now, let's get started and be ready, because number 5 changes your coffee habit forever. Number 5. The mitochondrial mocha, cocoa plus cinnamon. We start with a modification to a habit you likely already have, which turns a common morning ritual into a metabolic powerhouse. Most seniors drink coffee every morning, but they destroy its benefits by adding sugary creamers or artificial sweeteners that spike inflammation. I decided to test a new blend that researchers are calling the mitochondrial mocha. This involves swapping your standard creamer for a specific blend of non-alkalized cocoa powder and Ceylon cinnamon. The science behind this is fascinating because it targets the very engines of your muscle cells. As you age, your muscles suffer from mitochondrial dysfunction, which means the cellular power plants that produce energy, which is known as ATP, begin to die off. This is why you feel tired even when you have not done anything strenuous. Researchers at the University of California, San Diego School of Medicine discovered that epicatechins, which are potent antioxidants found in dark cocoa, stimulate mitochondrial biogenesis. This means they literally signal your body to grow new energy plants within your muscle fibers. The study showed that subjects who consumed these specific compounds saw improvements in muscle structure and fatigue resistance that mimicked the effects of exercise. But the cocoa is only half the equation in this drink. The second ingredient is cinnamon, which contains cinnamaldehyde. This compound improves insulin sensitivity, ensuring that the energy from your breakfast is shuttled directly into your muscle tissue for fuel, rather than being stored as fat. When you combine these two, you create a synergistic environment where your muscles are primed for movement. To make this work, you must use non-alkalized cocoa, which is often labeled as natural cocoa, because the Dutch processing method destroys the epicatechins. You simply mix 1 teaspoon of this cocoa and half a teaspoon of Ceylon cinnamon into your black coffee. The taste is rich and earthy, but the feeling is electric. Within 3 days of drinking this, I noticed that the morning brain fog vanished and my legs felt lighter during my morning walk. This drink creates the metabolic foundation for strength. But to truly move without restriction, you must address the pain that stops you from exercising. Before we continue, smash that like button and subscribe right now. Don't miss the life-changing tips still ahead. Number 4. The inflammation quencher, tart cherry juice. This next liquid tool addresses the single biggest barrier to strength training for seniors, which is the morning stiffness that makes you feel 20 years older than you are. I used to wake up with joints that felt like rusty hinges, making the idea of lifting weights or even squatting seem impossible. We discovered that this stiffness is often driven by systemic inflammation and elevated uric acid levels. The solution is not a pill, but a specific type of juice that acts as a natural solvent for this pain. It is Montmorency tart cherry juice, and you must be careful not to confuse this with the sweet black cherry juice found in most grocery stores. The medicinal power lies in the high concentration of anthocyanins, which are the pigments that give the tart cherries their bright red color. These compounds work similarly to non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, which are commonly known as NSAIDs, by blocking the enzymes that cause pain. Researchers at the Texas A&M University Department of Kinesiology conducted a study on the effects of powdered tart cherry supplementation. They found that older adults who consumed this tart cherry concentrate had significantly lower levels of C-reactive protein, which is a primary marker of inflammation. But the results went further than just pain relief. The participants also demonstrated greater grip strength and lower biomarkers of muscle damage after exercise. This effectively means the juice acts as a grease for your biological gears. When your joints move freely without pain, you are able to push your muscles harder and stimulate real growth. During my 2-week experiment, I drank 4 ounces of tart cherry juice mixed with water about an hour after waking up. The result was shocking. By day 5, the nagging ache in my knees had subsided enough that I could perform full squats without wincing. This drink removes the physical brakes that hold you back. But you also need to reinforce the structural cables that hold your body together. Most people focus on the red meat of the muscle, but they ignore the white tissue that actually transfers the force. This brings us to a savory morning habit that rebuilds your internal architecture. Number 3, the collagen catalyst, bone broth. We often talk about sarcopenia as the loss of muscle, but there is a parallel condition that is equally devastating for seniors. It is the degradation of the extracellular matrix, which is the network of tendons, ligaments, and fascia that connects your muscles to your bones. If these connection points are weak, your muscles cannot generate force safely, which leads to injuries and that feeling of frailty. I incorporated a daily cup of warm, high-quality bone broth into my morning routine to target this specific issue. This is not about general gut health, although that is a benefit. This is about flood dosing your body with glycine and proline, which are 2 amino acids that serve as the raw materials for collagen repair. A study from the University of Melbourne Department of Physiology highlighted the critical role of glycine metabolism in muscle health. They found that glycine supplementation can actually protect against muscle wasting, which is medically termed cachexia, by inhibiting the proteolytic pathways that break down protein. In simple terms, glycine sends a chemical signal to your body to stop eating its own muscle tissue. This is crucial for seniors because our bodies become less efficient at synthesizing collagen as we age. By sipping bone broth first thing in the morning, you are providing a highly bioavailable form of these precursors right when your body is looking for nutrients to repair tissue. I drank 8 ounces of beef bone broth seasoned with a pinch of sea salt instead of a second cup of coffee. The difference in my joint stability was noticeable within the first week. My ankles felt more secure, and my grip felt more solid, which gave me the confidence to lift heavier objects. You can make this yourself or buy high-quality versions that gel when refrigerated, which indicates a high collagen content. This drink builds the structure, but to use that structure effectively, you need to deliver fuel to the muscles at a speed that seems impossible for an aging circulatory system. Number 2, the nitric oxide nectar, beetroot, and ginger shot. One of the most frustrating aspects of aging is the feeling that your muscles fatigue rapidly, even when you mentally feel ready to keep going. I experienced this often during long walks, where my legs would start to feel heavy and sluggish after just 20 minutes. This is typically caused by peripheral resistance, which is the stiffening of the arteries that reduces blood flow to your extremities. To counteract this, I introduced a potent concentrated shot of beetroot juice mixed with fresh ginger into my daily regimen. This drink is not about hydration. It is a functional vasodilator, which means it chemically signals your blood vessels to relax and widen. The secret mechanism here is the conversion of dietary nitrates found in beets into nitric oxide. Researchers at Wake Forest University Department of Health and Exercise Science investigated the acute effects of beetroot juice on older adults. They found that the nitrate boost significantly improved blood flow to the brain and skeletal muscles, in some cases by up to 38%. This massive increase in perfusion means your muscles receive a flood of oxygen and nutrients, while metabolic waste products are flushed out more efficiently. The ginger is added to improve digestion and provide an extra anti-inflammatory kick that aids in the absorption of the nitrates. I took this 2-ounce shot about 30 minutes before my morning exercise. The sensation was immediate and undeniable. I felt a clean, sustained surge of energy that did not come with the jitters of caffeine. My endurance on the treadmill increased, and the heavy feeling in my legs completely disappeared. You can buy concentrated beet shots or juice fresh beets yourself, but consistency is key. This drink ensures your muscles have the fuel to work. But none of this matters if you do not trigger the biological switch that actually starts the building process. This final drink is the most critical because it reverses the muscle loss that happens every single night while you sleep. Number 1. The Anabolic Activator Liquid Whey Isolate plus Leucine. We have arrived at the single most important liquid tool for senior strength, and it addresses a dangerous physiological gap that occurs every morning. After sleeping for 8 hours, your body wakes up in a catabolic state, which means it is actively breaking down your muscle tissue to harvest amino acids for energy. For a senior, this is a disaster because it is very difficult to gain that muscle back. I realized that eating a slow-digesting breakfast like eggs or oatmeal was not fast enough to stop this breakdown. The solution is a rapid absorption liquid protein source, specifically a high-quality whey protein isolate that is fortified with extra leucine. Leucine is an essential amino acid that acts as the master ignition switch for muscle protein synthesis. The problem is that seniors have a higher leucine threshold than younger people. You need about 3 grams of leucine in a single serving to trigger the muscle-building response. Researchers at the McMaster University Department of Kinesiology found that older men required greater relative protein intakes to stimulate myofibrillar protein synthesis compared to younger men. Their data suggests that a rapid spike in amino acids is necessary to overcome anabolic resistance. This is why the liquid form is non-negotiable. Solid food takes hours to digest, but liquid whey isolate hits your bloodstream in about 30 minutes. This floods your system with leucine and insulin simultaneously, which instantly stops muscle breakdown and kickstarts the rebuilding process before you have even cooked your breakfast. For 2 weeks, I drank a shake containing 30 grams of whey isolate with added leucine immediately upon waking. The impact on my strength was profound. My recovery time between workouts dropped, my soreness vanished, and I felt a physical density to my muscles that had been missing for years. This is the ultimate biological override. It forces your body to build muscle, even when your age-related hormones are trying to tell it to stop. The transformation I experienced in just 14 days was not magic, but it felt like it. By strategically choosing the liquids that entered my body, I was able to manipulate my biochemistry to favor strength, energy, and repair. Your body is capable of this same transformation regardless of where you are starting from today. You do not have to accept weakness as a normal part of your timeline. Imagine walking with stability, lifting your grandchildren without pain, and having the endurance to enjoy your entire day. These 5 drinks are the tools that can help you build that reality. Start with the mitochondrial mocha tomorrow, or try the anabolic activator if you are ready to prioritize muscle growth. But I want to know, which of these 5 drinks are you most excited to try, and do you believe that nutrition can be as powerful as exercise? Tell us in the comments below, because your journey inspires our entire community. Thank you for watching, and here is to your strength.